Divine Sunshine, coming to you with today's your check-in with the Divine Masculine. This is the DM Central, where I give you the straight with no chaser. You get your information straight here without any additives of putting the negative on the DM in perspective. I make sure that I say that disclaimer so it can help me to make sure that I don't add on any other extra negativity to checking in and seeing what's going on with the Divine Masculine. So Divine Masculines, welcome. Remember, we all house the Divine Masculine energies, whether we are in female body or a male body. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Woo, you kind of loud right up in that. That was a loud resounding amen from the angel choir. Like, amen. Okay, or the Divine Masters hijacked my phone, one of the two. All right then, so let's kind of take a look-see as to what's going on with the Divine Masculines collective. Yesterday I did a Divine Masculine picket, and I just started to, and I was like, well, I kind of would look into the, you're not centered. I can tell already because you're up there wobbling. There we go. Look at the Divine Feminines, and I was like, nope. I said I was going to kind of look at the Divine Masculines for a little while, so that will help the Divine Feminines get a real good handle and understanding what is going on with the Divine Masculines, clear, and what's their plight. A lot of times when we fear something, it's because we know nothing about. That's the same thing like with racism. Instead of us embracing something, we say we'd rather hate something because we're not familiarized with it. And a lot of times when I run across a lot of Divine Feminines, truth be told, some of them have a little strong distaste for the Divine Masculine. Let's keep it real, let's keep it 100. And so that's the issue that's going on. I feel like some paper or something with this. So that's the issue that's going on with the Divine the relationship and the dynamics between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminines. Okay, I forgot totally about this thing. I cracked myself up. A lot of times, my mom and I would call it, I'm going shopping. Sometimes I could go back in my wardrobe in my closet and I find things, still got the tag on. I done forgot, I done bought it. And I'm like, oh, I'm going shopping. Like, I go shopping in my own closet because I find tags and stuff. I'm looking in here. I'm up there ordering me some new tarot cards and stuff like that so I can get ready for some ideas that I got popping, sourced and told me. And then at the same time, I done found damn tarot cards. I remember when I got this at Amazon and forgot all about this. I said, why you ain't used them? I don't know. Ain't got a clue. Why I ain't even did that. So, I should have, I would have liked to also have used that. But anyway, this is the right time for it to actually happen. So, again, this is what was presented. So, I'm going to add this on into my things and give myself a mental note to remember to take this. So, right now, the Divine Masculine, the overall thing key is the Divine Masculine is learning how to trust himself. We got the number 31, so that's coming into alignment and using his intuition and awareness. It's a funny thing that all of the other readers that I usually watch on the regular are all saying the same thing, that this divine from Twin D, Blue Angel 77, Virgo, the Oracle, said the same thing. These Divine Masculines are not trusting their intuition. Clear. And this is causing the problem for them to have this forward movement. All of them say I want to do something, but they ain't moving. So let's check in to see what's the overall energy that these Divine Masculines are currently in right now. Ooh, that's quite a bit. Okay, all right, what we got here? Yeah, that's good. No, well, it's not as bad as I thought here. I thought it was about 6 cards. I was like, Okay. All right, we got animal lover, sweet, social influencer, bears fruit, knowledge gives way to abundance, psyche, human mind, Erebus, which is darkness, dark night of the soul, oh Lord. And then we got Triton, alarmed or concerned about emotional issues, receive messages from the spirit or physical requiring them to go deep into the matter. Okay, this is interesting. Now, animal lover, to be the first thing that came to me is like really learning how to love that beast. Like, I'm in beast mode, but I don't know why I'm saying bestiality, excuse me on that, not in that way. take that off the thing. But I'm just saying this of being able to love. And I don't know why that came to be, but it's not in the way that they use it in terms. I'm just saying that also learning to love that animalistic tendencies that they have there. It's like, it's okay. I know that's a part of me. You know, it's like a werewolf. Like, I know I'm gonna turn into a werewolf when the moon comes out, but at the same time, you know, that part of me, almost like Michael Jackson in the Thriller thing. You know, that's a part of me. You know, I get to play at night in the moonlight, and you know, howl at the moon. You know, that's part of me. And so understanding that whole aspect is him, but two, also that in the whole scope of this divine masculine, understand that he's a social influencer. He bears fruit, knowledge, gives way to abundance. So to me, these are all really, to me, divine masculine traits that he's really understanding as to who he is and the human mind, his psyche, how his human mind is playing a part of. To me, I'm looking at it saying split. I don't know why they say that. Psyche split. Understanding that it's causing a split within himself. And this is where that ego, that fight, that dynamic, because most of the time when you have that dark night of the soul, the reason for that is to kill that ego. Something about some old resistance to ideas or concepts or belief systems or paradigms have got to shift. And that dark night of the soul comes there because out of that darkness comes the dawn, comes the light. And in order for you to have that, most of the time, that's time where it's, you know, you get those towers, a lot of towers back to back to back that actually happen. And then gives way to you coming out of it a new creature. So they said again, something has happened this week that has alarmed him, and he's now concerned about his emotional issues. I feel, as soon as I said that, I feel like it's the karmic. I feel like it might be a karmic situation. I feel like it's more than just one thing. I'm channeling now that it's the karmic. I feel it's the family issues. I feel it's the job. All these things are playing a part on this divine masculine, and it's like a tower moment. I'm seeing like dominoes. It's just one thing after another, and they're just collapsing all over. Like I'm seeing the collapse of Rome. I don't know, like the empire. It's just coming down. That's what they came to me right there. So now Spirit is really working with him, and that's why he says he's got to trust himself, because he's got to cause this collapse, because these divine masculine, I've seen that across the board, and I watch a lot of the readings just to kind of see for trends. That's what I watch. I watch for trends to see, you know, are they saying the same thing I'm saying? Are they feeling the same thing I'm feeling? And this is the same thing. So Spirit has been talking to the divine masculines collectively, rather they're a little whisper, or they've been hollering, or they've been saying, boy, snap out of it, like Cher and Moonstruck. You going down the damn toilet. I told you to get your ass up. And you still in the same damn position we had you back there in 1985. And I'm telling you, it's time. So it's the same thing. Oh, that. So for them, now they need to go deep into the matter, because I feel sources like, you know what, I'm trying really nicely to kind of play it your way. And I'm telling you right now, source V1 is getting a little kind of perturbed right now. Let me see about these clarifiers about the animal. They need to focus on intent and becoming this. This is what they want to be. They want to be sweet. They want to be a social influencer. They want to bear fruit. They want to have knowledge. They want to give way to abundance. This is what they got to focus in. So that means that's focusing on your intent. That means everything you do with purpose, and it's meaningful. It's intentional. It's just not, oops. Her sound like Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, lost in the game. Ooh, baby, baby, ooh, I your love. Ba, 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 ba. I'm not that innocent. Okay, so you ain't that innocent, as Britney Spears say. So now they say human mind. So again, what I tell you, that psyche, I told you I felt like it split. It looked like it said, now we kind of directing you to kind of go in a specific area. One of them is got to die. It's either the ego or it's going to be the spirit mind. It's either the ego mind or the spirit mind. Somebody got to go today. Guess who's going to have to go if you're divine? The ego is good. Don't get me wrong. I can see some people, but the ego, you supposed to have ego. Can ego? Yeah. Yeah, it's the way in which you use it. Yes, that is true. Okay, you can't kill the ego off, period. That is true. However, it's the way and you utilize it. The ego can be like a firewall too, as we say about the subconscious, but the ego be a firewall to not allow anything to happen, because either it's acting as a safeguard or it's giving you a false sense of security about some stuff. It's misconstrued, and it's the perception is off. It's all kind of distorted if how it's seeing things. That ego in the shadow can work against you. Okay, let's look about this dark night of soul. Why is it? Because they want them to get away to logic. They're not thinking. To me, when you're using logic to me, again, is using your mind too, but to me is more so almost like they say common sense. To me, logic is common sense. Like I say, common sense ain't as common anymore. Because some of that stuff, some of these people have gotten to the point. That's to me, logic to me is like wisdom too. To me, they like kissing cousins. And that's a lot of times with, I think about this, sometimes younger generations, and some of them, they've got the book smart, but you're saying, or somebody who's been raised and been kind of sheltered, they got the book smart, but it's like, where you street smart, don't have that. I've seen people that have been raised, I'm not going back because I know they watched the show, so I was about to use the example, but I'm not going to use that. But I've had yeah, even my mom. Okay, I throw me underneath. Not me. No, because I ain't got that. She don't say that no more. But I have seen people that have been parents of children, and it's like, I'm not. Yeah, she don't watch the show. So like my stylist and stuff, and she was talking about her child, and she was saying, she got the books bar. She said, but I sure in the hell ain't gonna send her on the bus and go on different places by herself like that. She ain't got that street smart. She ain't got that whole using your instinct. Like, okay, that's what that animal instinct to me, like animal lovers, loving using your instincts too, as far as being able to guide. And she's like, she ain't got that. She go out there, somebody talk about, hey, you want this bus pass, or been sold or something, and she be like, oh, okay, and she off and going with them. She's like, no, she ain't ready for that. So they want him to get to the point that he's using logic about that. That's to me, again, that's when heaven and earth moves together. Your intuition and your intellect goes together, one and two accord. For me, that's what logic is to me. It's not just using just commons, and not using just book sense, just intellect. That's a different logical. That's a different thing. And then let's kind of also look at, clarify what it is that alarmed on, because so that's what I say. Emotional issues receive message from the spirit or physical, requiring them to go deep into the matter, because they're taking a linear analysis again. They're looking across the board. I told you, I felt like it was like dominoes. One thing is causing alarm in this one into this one. I had already had channeled that. I say I feel like they looking and saying, it ain't just the karmic, it's the job, it's the family, it's my money, it's my kids, it's it's a whole bunch of things that's looking like a domino effect, because this pushes this, pushes this, pushes this, pushes this down. It's a collapse of that. So it's making him to look at that as well. Okay. Wow, this is a lot going on for this divine masculine energies collectively. So we're looking across the board at everything and seeing how cause and effect, like a pendulum, how one action is playing a part on another. Problem and solution. So let's look. I know you don't like it, but I want to look and see and let the angels tell me what's the heart of the matter with this situation. What's the heart of the matter? Clear. What, according to you, angels, what is the heart of the matter with these divine masculines collectively across the board? That they need to make the effort. Man, if I could give you a high five and a chest bump, an angel chest bump, boom. Yes, you need to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're granted to take, but you're scared to do it. I got to move this up some because you're about to slide off. Thank you. Can you clarify that for me, please, angels? Tell me, what do you mean by that? I know what it is. In his emotions, he's scared to death to do it, but in his thinking, you'd be surprised he really actually wants to do it. But he is scared. This goes on several levels. He's scared because he doesn't know what the divine feminine's actions are going to be. Because some of them, I hear somebody saying, because they did so dirty. That's what somebody said. That's not me. In their mind, they saying, I've been so dirty. And you know how you were, divine masculines. As far as some of you all, how you had treated some of the divine feminines as well. That you're scared to go on here. You know you had did some things. How he, I did you wrong. I did not do. What a price to pay. I'm crying. Baby. All right, so here we go. So, you know it's mistake. They say you made mistakes too. And that's true. The divine feminine did too. You went right on in there, and some of them, they went and said, I'm going to finish it. How about that? So we ain't going to say you out there by yourself. And any kind of divine feminine, what they on grain of salt, can say about how they also had contributed to. That we ain't going to leave you out there by yourself underneath the bus. They're saying right now you need to make the effort because spiritually there's some things changing. You want this thing called freedom. This is what the zebra represents, freedom. Okay? But it also lets me know that things are really clearly black and white. There ain't no gray no more when it comes to the spirit. It's either you're getting with the program or you're not. Okay, you want this great love or you don't. It ain't no I'm kind of straddling the fence anymore. Spirit is saying they want you to start getting you like a straight direction as to where you need to go. You need to move into the energies of wanting to run the race and run the distance. You got an issue, it seems like divine masculines. They're stating you got a little problem with the stamina issue. Like really going the distance and really going. Like you talk yourself into it. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm leaving the car today. It's over with. If she ain't worked my nerve for the last time, she reduces it. I'm about to go get my thing. I'm like Harlem Nights. In the movie, that she went there and that sunshine put it on, that masculine, and he's like, listen here. He called the wife. I forgot what the hell her name is. And she's like, yeah. He said, listen here, I ain't coming home no more. She's like, what? He said, yeah, kiss the kids from me, but I'm not coming home tonight. And click, right. So, he needs to get to that thing. Then he sure did leave his wife for that. They're saying, what this divine feminine is throwing down, I ain't even think about coming home tonight. That's over with. Instead of you talking about it, that you actually pick up the phone and say, it's a wrap. So again, you might not have anything that's going on around you. The spirit say they're not going to show you because that's what the desert is for. But they say also understanding that I see little stars here. Your wishes and hopes and wishes and dreams are getting lined up even in the desert where there's nothing, seems like it's nothing growing, but they're saying it is. You've got to move into the energies also of being able to release that divine masculine. Now what I'm picking up and I'm channeling is release that divine masculine that you know, as Jupiter 11 said, the devil that you know, the divine masculine that you know, and receive ye the new divine masculine that spirit is trying to, or receive the new love that you want as a divine masculine. Now you can't have, now listen here, come here real quick, lean in, listen, you cannot have the divine feminine with old, having old love and not be changed and be a new creature or a new divine masculine. The trade-off is become the new divine masculine, then you get the new love. But if you're going to stay that old love, then it ain't going to work. Like Anita Baker said, same old love, baby. Ooh, all I want to do is spend my life with you with the same old love. If you're going to come there Anita Baker-ish, that ain't going to work. I'm sorry, it just ain't. It's just not. So we can't do no same old love with this. What's happening with the divine masculine's energies here? You tell me what's happening with their energies according to source. What are they saying? What's happening? What's going on with the collectively, divine masculines, clear, collectively? What's going on with them? Okay, that might have been the answer. It was just a lot. I got a little scared. It was like a lot of cards coming at me at the same time. Lord have mercy. Y'all are so on it. Say your indecision. Collectively, y'all standing there at the damn going crossroads, divine masculines. Come on now, that I got to remember my creed that I said at the beginning. So let me watch it, make sure I'm not putting my own bias here. Okay, so now again, you're standing here. Number one, you got this red on and you got a hood on. Hood for me represents you in deception. So you're deceiving yourself about some stuff, and you're in deception mode too, as well, as far as which way you're going to go. What are you being deceptive about? Your feelings. You're not being true about what you actually want. You're not being true about this situation. It's not actually working for me. You being deceptive or deceiving yourself that you have gotten the message, and you got the message several times from Spirit. How do I know that? Because the card said it several times that we have sent you messages. Let you know. It said receive. I'm going to read right off the script right here that they gave me. And this is what they told me. They put it in my hand. Receive messages from Spirit or physical requiring them to go deep into the matter. You have not done that. Okay, you have stood right there at this crossroads and have not made a decision to make a step to go forward or backwards. You just stayed there. But remember, in any times when you don't make any movement, guess what? That's still making a decision. They said also you got to move into right now where you are is to have appreciation. Now, to me, you're moving into understanding the energy of having appreciation for who you are emotionally. Really being able to honor the emotions, the feelings that you have at this point, and appreciate them. Some about, you know, that society, some of that stuff is not your fault, divine masculine. It's upbringing, it's raising. A lot of things that said anything that has to do with masculines and feelings, squash that stuff down. You can't afford to be that way. That's through history, through war, through all those different things that have caused you to not have an appreciation for emotions. Also, you have not had an appreciation for the divine feminine as far as what she's bringing to the table. Some of you all are just bringing that energy now of understanding the divine feminine serves a purpose. Why? Because some of you all have been, again, here, I'm going to say this phrase again, this trigger warning inside a regular reading, that the divine feminine karmic has been one of the hard teachers that has helped you to be able to see the light. The light would be your divine feminine. There's a light that needs someone. I will be right your side. Right, there's a light. There's a light that shines special for you and me. So, okay. So my thing is that light is your divine feminine. You're able to see the light now. That's why I forgot. I got to go back to my terms at the beginning, because I remember I used to call the karmic the remediator, because she's the one who helps you, or he's the one that helps you to understand that there's some things within you got to go back and remediate. Like a teacher, we tell you go back. You got to go to mediation class or take some remediation classes, because you got to relearn something that you learned the wrong way, which is not helping you to pass and go to the next level. So that karmic has acted as your remediation. So she said your remediator to help you to push you along, again, to learn the lesson, get the blessing, get your dharma, which means what's your purpose, and then also have turned it into a dojo, because now they have truly helped you to learn the way. Okay? So this is where you got some appreciation. But they say also you need to learn to have some patience with stuff. Now, this is interesting. This is coming with a spirit. To me, some of you all has got to have patience with your spirit as well, because I think they've been telling you, and you kind of like a person thinking like she Tinkerbell, and you like, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. And you like, I wish you stopped pounding me about the same thing, telling me about what's happening with this divine feminine. And I'm like, bump that. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And so at the same time, two things. You got to give patience with what is being shown with you, because I'm feeling that some of you all divine masters are getting a little agitated with what spirit is showing you. And my left breast is itching. So that's the feminine thing about how things and your emotions. You got a problem on how you even nurturing and parenting yourself. For me to start itching there in that spot, I can't handle that all on air. So I'm just gonna ask for the angels, somebody itch it, please. But my thing is, it's not you. I'm just saying this spirit. But you got a problem, and it's interesting. And she's got a clock here with time. So spirit, like, just be patient. Again, two things. Be patient with spirit. Spirit has told you. Be patient also to understanding that it's going to have divine timing that's going to be at play with this as well. Or some things that's got to unravel because you're doing just like Jada Pinkett. She's got to, I'm going to use that and I'm going to run with it. You in entangling it right now. You got some things that you got to learn how to unravel yourself out of. I'm gonna use it for positive. I see on Facebook everybody ripping Jada a new one. Really on that, they dragging her through the mud. We in entanglement, Say, yeah, you in entanglement, gonna get yourself a beat down. Talking about that. So whatever. But I'm always been a person that try to look for the spiritual thing. See how can I take that turn, which I mean it is. When I thought about it, I said, yeah, people in third party situations like that, they are entangled. And it's a card in the Kama Sutra cards there that shows that how they all one arm locked into the other arm and there's two women, one man there, and that's entanglement there. Really looking as far as in the heart space with the divine masculines collectively, they really feel that the divine feminine is their star. You're my star. My star. So really feels that the divine feminine is able to soothe their souls, soothe them, give them be that balm and Gilead, that one that heals them as well. And so that's what the divine masculine is looking for. When it's looking at the divine feminine, some of them right now are really looking for their divine feminines to heal them at this time. In many ways it is hopes, wishes, and dreams. That's what she is. The divine masculine also knows what's happening in their heart space here. This goes two ways. He knows emotionally the divine feminines are sitting, they're pining, they're upset. Yeah, he's like, I know it, I can feel it. You think I don't know when you're upset with me and really crying or whatever over me? I feel it from over here. I can tell that you're looking at either Facebook or you're looking at some old pictures, anything that's got glass or whatever like that. You're looking at old things, the way of how we were. You're getting sad. And I know that you understand that some things has got to fall away. The divine masculine is saying even in his divine feminine energies that's housed within him, remember we have both, he says he feels also the same thing. He is in his emotions is very sad. He's looking at the things of the way you all were once upon a time, and he's knowing, I'm looking at this, look like a scroll, a script like past and lifetimes, how things, the script was written for you all in past times, and he understands that some things has got to fall away, especially if he wants to have this peace, because I see doves down here as well, these love birds here, if that's what you want to be. He knows some things has got to kind of change. He knows at the end of the day, again, we got this Ace of Chalices, which is the Ace of Cups. He knows, the divine masculines collectively knows that at the end of the day, you are the one that they want to give that look like that Stanley Cup, like they do in the ice skate and stuff. Know that you're the one. He know he's got the key, and he's the one that's going to be able to unlock you, because he's interested. Looks like to me, right here in the mind here, unlock you to get more downloads, something like that. So I mean, it's almost like the Matrix. So when y'all get together, you might be. Oh no, that was the Fifth Element. She went there with Bruce Willis. I remember that. That's one of my favorite movies too. And Chris Tucker, and she was the one that had all the elements within herself. She was the one that had to free, and he put her on that thing, and then all that energy went straight through it. So something about him being the key. When they found all those 4 key elements, this elements as keys, the thing, the fire, the water, the earth, the air, and put them in their right place, he was able to unlock things. He feels, really, it seems like some kind of way, he knows instinctively that with you two together, it's going to be some things unlocked, some secrets unknown, some downloads, some things even emotionally within him, emotionally even with the divine feminine. In his thinking, he actually knows that right now that we got the lovers, but he knows that this love here, the divine masculines collectively know that it's been very painful here when we talk about this love. And seems like he knows that even with this being very painful, that even the divine feminines has been sitting there, trying to sit and being pretty, but they done went through some stuff. They had some lashes on them. There's been some things done to them that, they still find a way to still be pretty and beautiful at the same time, and it depends on the way in which you are painting the picture of how it is and the perspective of it all. That's playing a part as well, because he's got one way of how what went on, and the divine feminine has another way of how this came about and how this came to be with the way things are, as far as how those scars to me that I'm picking up, they got on the back there as well. Some of that stuff he's saying you came with, and some of the stuff he's like he's the one who added on to those scars. And it's almost, to me, it's almost a little bit of some denial there as well. Let me look at this card. I want to make sure, but this is what I'm picking up too. Like it's a little denial about this. Let's look at this Lovers thing, because I see even in yeah, some empathy, yeah, choice, connections, also, yeah, and affection, yeah, but that not it's like he's got empathy about what, it's like what has been done. Like some of them scars, he keeps saying, some of the scars I put there, and some of the scars she already came with that, you know. But I still seen the scars, and I called her beautiful as well. But there's a different perspective of how each other is viewing the scars as well. But he said still overview. Okay, he said forget it, because he don't want to be looking like he putting the blame game. He's like, I see some feminists with their eyebrows saying, so what he's saying is my fault? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that even though the overall is, no matter if I put the scar there or you came there already, I always still seen you beautifully because I had empathy for you. We also know in his thinking here, he says also, we know that they collectively say it's death. Death has got to go ahead with that. To me, would look like just been playing around with it. Like you've been experimenting, because this look like a mad scientist. You've been experimenting with it. It's like, okay, I'm trying to find all different ways that I can reinvent myself. Yeah. And how I could reinvent myself. Now that's interesting. They say this card means transformation, and that's why I picked up reinvent myself. I see here look like a mad scientist, but reinvent himself from whatever he is to be transformed. So he understands where he is and the things that he's played a part as how he's created this madness, and understanding the madness that he's in, he's got to put a depth to it so he can be able to have that transformation. I got that. This is what he's thinking right there. That goes back to that logic. That goes back to what I talked about earlier. He's got some things that concern him. He got to get his psyche together, that human mind together, and really focus and intent on what he really wants to actually be. These good qualities that he talked about at the top of the hour. Here on that one. What's actually happening with him now? Clear. What's actually happening with the divine masculines now, collectively? Woo, that's a lot of chords. That's a lot of chords. Jesus, that's a lot of chords. Okay, what's happening collectively? Mother of Swords. Somebody wants somebody's head on a platter. That looks like the karmic right there. Understanding that again. He's got to, in order for him to unite, to me is this, reunited, and it feels so good. For him to be able to have this victory here, he's got to bring the shadow and the light of himself together. That's why this darker than night soul coming. I told you about this psyche having this split here, which would be these two to come together and to unite with the divine feminine here, to have this so-called victory of bringing together here for that one. You got the Three of Wands there, so it's got to be some action, and it's got to be action of really him bringing both those two forces together, so it could be that. I think I need to say this as a disclaimer too. You know, with me, I am an intuitive reader. I do not read the cards like the traditional tarot, so I wanted to say that because I felt like somebody might have been, oh, okay, that's an interesting twist. You got the Five of Wands. This came out before, so some kind of way it seems like, again, he knows he's got to take some action, but at the same time he's kind of scared about this because, again, you know, this light and this shadow, I told you it's a split there. And how do I bring these two things into action instead of me feeling like they're scared and defensive? One of them looked like he's defensive. He like, stop it. No, I don't want to take this action. And the light is like, I'm scared to really reveal myself. Right now, he knows that he's the divine masters collectively understand that they've got to juggle the two things, which is heaven and earth. When I see the two of pentacles there, but it really knowing that he feels like he's undeveloped, he's immature about some things, and he's not really well trained as much. So he's got some people, some naysayers again. These frenemies again. This divine masculines collectively, I'm telling you, it seems like a lot, and I'm not the only one. I've seen somebody else. Yeah, I think that's Virgo, the Oracle, has said the same thing. She's like, who's these people he hanging around with? These people ain't helping him out. And I think Twin D said the same thing. That done came out with several of my reasons that he hanging out with the best friend. He was talking, say, I'm not a good influencer. You know, his came out with that as well. So thank you. Hang around too many people that ain't right. Thank you, Archangel Michael and Ralphie. Again, Sage of Wands. So to me, when I see Sage of Wands, we're trying to get more wiser. We're trying to really get to the point that we're using logic in order for us to use some type of forward movement here. But again, I see this thing. I know this is like a shield. So he's got to really defend himself and shield himself spiritually too, because I see that snake, and that snake can also be protected in the spirit as well. Really trying to be able to, when I see this, I'm thinking like roots and like ancestral, how he's got to be able to dig down and create this forward moving action, because to me this is based upon the authority and how authority is seen in ancestral as well. And so that's playing a very big part about how he's learning how to be defended, but also is being protected ancestral too. This board always, when I look at this, also reminds me about divine timing and have to also wait. And I think that came up earlier too about that. So we have to see, what is this divine the divine karma trying to come on in here. I was about to say divine karma. What is this divine masculines collectively, excuse me, think about their connections? Clear. Okay, whoa, all right. Okay, this card, I ain't seen this in a while, because this always is interessante. So we got a conflict here about, as far as I see the number 8, so we're about this rebirth and how we want to harmonize and come together. So the divine masculine wants the divine feminine to remain open. This is like on her own accord. He is helping her to stay open into this connection as well, and he's going to be open too. However, he is covering her eyes, so he really wants collectively, these divine masculines want these divine feminines, you all to go into it like trusting, like blind faith, going by faith, not by sight about this thing. Because again, we're putting down the sword here, we're putting down the shield, which is the protection here as well in this. And this really is like he's saying, trust and believe about this situation, trust the process. Well, this is the same thing collectively, what the divine had said in the earlier about the overall things, trust yourself. So again, this goes that message. Remember, we are mirrors. Not only is he supposed to trust according to source, but he's asking you to trust as well. He sounds like my master, my divine master. When if I'm doing it, you gotta do it too. At one time, he had my master, Lord, he is a mirror of me. And he had to go into work for something. Now, if you're listening, they said that y'all be stalking, so I'm telling the story, and because I'm really bragging on you. Anyway, so he he sent me a thing. I was like, listen here, don't you know that I'm on break? I think it might have been spring break or some kind of break, whatever, because I'm a teacher, if you're new to this channel. That's what I do. So I was like, I'm on break. And so he's like, okay. He's like, but I still need you to do X, Y, and Z for me. I'm like, boss. That's why I used to call him. I'm on break. I can't, I shouldn't have to work on my off days, boss. You know, I was like, tease him. And so then he's like, I said, if I'm working, you're working. And then sucker had audacity to send me a Batman, one of them gifts or whatever you call it, GIFs images with Batman slapping Robin. this sucker here, I don't call him that, that's out of love, they sent me this and talking about snap out of it. I said we're working in big caps. Man, I did. Yeah, did I do it? Yeah, I did. But it's like what? So that's what I'm picking up with him. It's like, listen here, if you doing it, guess what I'm doing? We gonna be doing this together. So if I gotta trust, you gotta trust. How about that? We a team. We are we. How about us learn how to we one? Talk about we Divineunisouls with one soul. How about that? How about we try that out? So yeah, so that's what he's saying. It reminded me of him when he said that. It's like, yes, we both have to trust. We both have to trust. Capital W-E. I'm like, okay. I'm not going to argue with that. So right now, what's happening with the divine masculine and their shadow, they've got to work on the temple of my body, which again is, got several things I'm picking up with this. One thing is they're being excessively defensive now. It's just like everybody says something or do something. It's like, wow, you know, they're already ready to strike. Number two, this feeling about their body being a temple, just like me. I could pin, if you're an empath, you know, you use your body almost like a tuning fork. You can tell vibrations. You open up the instrument, okay, somebody in this room ain't right. Okay, I don't think I'll be staying in here too long at this party. Why? Something just don't feel right. I ain't. You just got here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm. What I'm gonna do is just drop off this present here, and I'm gonna be out of here. Then moments later, who was that I was watching? They were saying they mom had told them they snuck off. Oh Jesus, Lord, I just watched that, and they say they snuck off, and then they found out later on why they shouldn't have went to the party was because moments later the place got shot up. Oh, that was Daniellleboomlle. Yeah, he had said that on his thing. He's like, mom was like, nope. He's like, I won't go to this party, this birthday party. He's like, he was about to go there. He had snuck out and everything. He got halfway there, and something. He's like, nah, it ain't even worth it because I'm gonna get out there. I'm probably get stuck. Ain't gonna get no ride back. So let me take myself back in the house. And he said the next day, following day, he went. And his boy called him and told him, say, that's a good thing you wasn't there. They got that, the whole party got shot up. So, you know, that's the same thing. You feel things resonate in your body, and you've got to learn how to trust that. You know, a lot of times the divine masculines have been missed communicating about what they feel, and that's what their intuition is. Because, you know, to really be honest with you, divine masculines, I think in some ways they believe it's more so instinct. As well, it's several things I'm getting. Some of the divine masculines, not all of you all, have been trained not to be more so on the intuition. It's more so on the intellect. What I just talked about, the book sense, more than the common sense. Okay, some of you all have been trained to be able to use your intuition, but when it comes to this situation and it comes to this thing as matters of the heart, you saying, well, I got into this situation with this karmic situation. I don't know if I should trust myself anymore because it led me to this. So now what makes me think I should trust it now? Because now it's going to lead me much further down the road. I'm going to be more further messed up because this is what led me to this karmic, because I trust my so-called intuition. And you weren't trusting your logic. You was just going by your book sense, intellect. She looks like this person, fits my needs. She's fixed the books like everybody else around. They say, oh, seems like she's good. She look like she's a good fit for you. She's got kids. She look like she's family type. And you just reading, again, Don't judge the book by the cover. Using that book sense again by just going by the cover. Well, this looking good. You ain't even turned chapter 55. And if you would turn it, heck, you ain't even have to go that deep into the chapter. Let me take that back. If you would have read the forward, which would have introduced what was going on in that book, you probably would have said, let me put this damn book, let me put this book back down. Let me put it back down. Let me put it back down. I don't think I want this. I don't want it. No, this ain't my type of reading. I don't like this. I don't like the storyline. I don't like the thing. I'm going to leave this book right here. See, if you would have took that time out to do that, you would have maybe found that out. Okay, so now let's look at the overall energies about the karmic situations here. Let's look at the overall karmic situation here and get an understanding. Clear. Ooh, no, I want all these cards. All these cards. You're my star. You're my star. My star, my star, my star. It's the song. What's the other one said? I'm wishing on a star, no matter where you are. I'm wishing on a dream, or find out what it means. Hey, and I'm wishing on the rainbows that I see. Turn on you that I need. I'm wishing on the star. Oh, to follow where you are. No, we ain't got the star card. I just feel like singing it. So I just feel like it. I feel like a jukebox today. I didn't want to sing. Anyway, all right, we got temperance. All right, so right now with this karmic situation, we trying to temper some things, because to me, what I'm feeling, because there's a lot of damn tempers that's flaring in this karmic situation. Gonna keep it real, gonna keep it plain. We trying to transform some things emotionally. It's a lot of bouncing the water. Emotions going from one end to the other, from the divine masculine to the divine feminine karmic. We trying to temper some things. We trying to cool things out. You temper things just like cooking. When you temper your stuff, you're trying to cool it down. You're trying to, again, you're putting in some things, you're going back and forth. So to me, we coming down to that cool down period right here, because transformations is happening. Now, it's been some blood spilled here. Look like it's coming from the mouth. A lot of things. Somebody been out for blood in this situation as well. But there's a new day of dawning back here. New sunset here. Something is in there to start. To me, that sun there represents like a new beginning. A new day is a dawning on this. And so in the meantime, we learn how to temper things. You know what it reminds me of? And I always like that roller coaster ride. You know, when you come to the end of the ride, it be and doing all them them twists and turns and all that stuff. And then eventually it started to, when you get to the end, you can tell when you get in the end and say, oh Lord, it's starting to slow down. And then y'all see 47, 47. And so then, again, when it starts slowing down, they say 47, 11, 11, it's time to level up. It's over with. It's now to go to the next level. You have succeeded as to what's going on. Let's look and see what's happening with the actions of this karmic situation for the divine masculines collectively. What's the actions that's going on? Follow where you are. Okay, give it to me plain. I'm sorry. Let me stop playing around. Because I one reason why. Because I'm like, it's too many damn cards. It's like Smith said, that's what we bought out. Now stop playing. Okay. Ain't too many. Jesus, too many cards. I ain't got no all day. These people ain't going to last past no hour. Jesus. Okay. I got to look you up, because I definitely know this came up before. But I'm going to look at this. Okay, so right now I definitely know what that is. This is my little rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat, change position, baby, new position, stroke it for me, stroke it for me. So with that, somebody don't want to rock the boat. That's what that means. This sit down. Everybody got their hands and arms and everything in the boat. It all. Rest in peace, the young lady. I forgot what her name is. Riviera. that was in the boat. I was a very big Glee fan as well, and them finding her today. So I say rest in power to her on that part. So yeah, so this again, this tells me about rocking the boat. Don't nobody want to go overboard. Love overboard, 'cause I can't help myself. Love overboard, sure can't help myself. Love overboard, you're what you have to do. Love overboard, so in love with you, spinning. All right there. This here lets me know that the divine masculine wants this freedom. He's galloping, he's on his way here, but at the same time, he is still masking his emotions. So he wants to take some type of actions, but he's still in divine masculine. You want to take some action, but you're still bringing that karmic. What I just tell you earlier, you can't have the new love with the old love. We ain't doing no Anita Baker here. Same old love. 3, 6, 5 years of a year. Same old love, baby. All I wanna do is spend my life with you. With the same old love. Okay, so right here, this card here, I knew it before. I had to remember what it was. This here is the Wheel of Fortune here. This is cycles, seasons, cycles of events. Going around in circle, the passing of time, loss of directions. It's time for and this came up in somebody else, and I've been said that divine masculines across the board when it comes to this karmic situation, these karmic cycles are ending. It is a wrap. However, you are still going around in circles, like Preston, what's his name? Billy Preston, going around in circles, going around like a bird up in the sky. So you're going around in circles here, and you having some hard time. You know, you passing the time. You sitting on the dock of the bay. I know the DM don't like that. He's like, that's death. Every time I hear that song, that means something over. You well, yeah, it is. It's time to put this to death. Death have already came out here also, and you got a loss of direction because again, the cycle is over with. It's like you still waiting on it, and they like telling you like, man, the boat is gone. You know, that was the last ferry boat. We can't cross and give you to the other side because that cycle of time is over with. Now you're gonna have to wait. So this is where we're at right now. I got the number 12 in wands. I just want for verification, just to make sure. So again, this here, they said, like I said, you want to take some action, but I say about your emotions. But this card here, and this jumps off the page for me, saying that you are, divine masculine energies are reluctant to use violence despite strength. I wouldn't even say violence to do that, but I mean, it's like, to me, it's like violence to me is another way of saying a more brutal force to really push yourself to actually make this happen. Beyond strength, because to me this is like right now, this is going to take just like NASA in the rockets. You've got to break that atmosphere, that level right there, to be able to break on through to the other side of it. And this is going to take, you can't just be like little straws, you know. That's just like if somebody's going there and doing the weight training there, you know. It's a different type of stuff that it stands, different way of positioning your body, the way you got to prep and get ready to lift up them heavy weights that's 3 times your weight. You can't just come up there and just like bam, you know, do it that way. That's not going to work. So this is the same thing they're saying. You're going to have to take a different kind of way, exercise. You're going to have to put some force. You're going to have to put some elbow grease into it. You're going to have to put your hip into it. You got to do something into this to make this happen. You can't just use the regular, and you've been reluctant to do what you have to do, which to me would be use your voice, something that you have not used as far as a strength card to help you to get out of it, which is you kind of holding back. What's happening with these karmics that these divine masculines are dealing with collectively? What's their energy? Let's see, because it's an underlying base. Thank you. Stalked, invaded, and watched. So these divine masters feel like when it comes to their divine feminine karmics, or these karmics are these the ones who are distorted karmics, whichever way you feel comfortable for you to get the information that I'm telling you. They feel when it comes to them, they feel like they're stalked. Like they they watching them. Some of them probably do got some GPS on their thing. They talk about find my phone. Yeah, that's my phone. We got that. Sound like that's all. That shirt you got on, I bought it. And that. And that shoes, that Afro sheen, and that do it to it. Whatever with the pick, with the power handle, I bought that. That's way back then, 70. Some of y'all, that's way before your time. But anyway, she go on and on when she talked to Shirley. Say, hey, Shirley, this is Barbara. I want to talk to you about... I know that man from his head to his toes. I'll let you know that stuff he got, I bought it. And it did it, and I bought it. I got papers. That's that song that said, I got papers on me. She got papers. So the divine masculine feels like she got papers on me. And she ain't letting the free. Okay, you look at you didn't already done say yes, amen to that. So feels stalked. Feels like he's invaded. He don't have a invasion of his space, of his privacy, because she's on him now. Because she know, hey, she's grasping at straws. This is what they showing me. She's grasping at straws, doing every little bit to stop the communication that's happening between him and the divine feminine. She feel like a person, if she could snuff that fire out, like they say, twin flames, I'm going to do my best that I can do that. And he's being watched. So this is what's going on collectively with the divines, with the divine ones. That's going on. You don't have to hang on in here because these ones is long, because I'm doing clear. I'm doing the divine masculine collective and the karmic too. So that's got to take some investigation. Says she's stalking him and invading him because she feels he's trying to become into his divine masculine self. Main male for me is the divine masculine. Can you tell me what else is going on? Why is she going into this stalking kind of mode also? Because of the main female. That's the divine feminine. Understand that she's coming in her beauty. She got something to offer. She's standing pretty. She's being pretty, sitting pretty. Got things on the table. She's transparent. So she feels like, hey, it's right there. Okay, what else is going on here? And she feels like maybe she kind of does this stalking, invading, and watching him and kind of snuffing him out, snuffing that flame out, that will keep him in despair. He be in that woe is me kind of attitude. And so then that's make it also for him to be concerned. Because again, I don't blame it, because she's like, because this is really, you kind of take that part away. That's kind of throwing the divine feminines, I can speak on their behalf, is throwing them in the tizzy because they can't tell what's going on. No communication, which causes for the divine feminine's mind and her imagination to go wild. Thank you, Mikey and Ralphie, for confirming that for me. But there's actually nothing going on at the home. They got a pretty place. Their home look pretty. Everything else look pretty, but it ain't nothing going on. It's like the lights are on, but there ain't nobody home in that situation. She knows she want to do that because, again, ain't nothing going on in her home, so she figured like misery love company. How about I F up some other people's stuff? She understands when she's doing this. Again, what I just tell you, I ain't even got the card out. I just shuffled them. You seen that in front of you. It causes for concern in the divine feminine. Like, okay, what am I seeing here? She might be even on divine, might be stalking the other way, divine feminine looking on her stuff, or also knows that the divine feminine is stalking. Go both ways now too. I'm feminist as well. And so she's looking at it and thinking, oh, what a beautiful home, what a beautiful family thing, and ain't nothing really going on. But understand at the end of the day that the divine feminine and the divine masculine are lovers that are written in stone. This is like one of them old ones like David, or the statues that's way over there in Rome and Greece and France. This was existed way before you even was, as my mom said, way before you was even thought of, before you was even, as old folks say, a twinkle in your parents' eye. This is already established when I see here about this love. So I don't know how you think you're going to come along here and change the scope and the thing, because this is here, this is the foundation. The two of them has already been founded right here. This is it. Ain't nothing else. This here, you think it's nothing growing here, but again, it's already ordained for it to be able to grow. Okay? All right, thank you for that. So now let's look and see what's happening with destined. I'm going to try to make this quick because my rule on my thing is I tell you the problem, but I also give you the solution. That is the contract that I have with the people that I work with as far as source. So now let's look and see what is this clear. The divine masculines are destined right now for. What's happening for them? What's their destiny right now? What's their destiny right now? According to source, help me out. Thank you. Again, abundance. This is what they're destined for. Okay, abundance can come into every kind of form here. It could be, again, money, wealth, love, family, whatever things their little hearts desire, and it makes them feel like they got more of, or they're great of. They could be able to do that. They want that to be able to blossom and grow, almost like wildflowers. Wildflowers grow anywhere. It's just out of control. I know that in my backyard. So we want it like that. We want abundance, growing clear for the divine masculines in that. Some of them, this is the reason why they're still in there, because their money is funny. They're trying to help too. I came out with a couple of readings already. I told you about the finances and stuff. This divine feminine karmic and her distorted self is ciphering money off of the divine masculine, or she's making him do things, and he's such a kind-hearted and, like I say, gentle person. He's doing all this extra and bending over backwards for the wrong people. And this is it, because like I said, he's getting the signals crossed, or the frequency. Somebody say, I could change. I got a new word too. Instead of energy and vibe, you say the frequency. He's picking up the frequency like on a radio transmitter, but doesn't know that, okay, that goes to anybody. You got to get on the right station. Right now, you own it, but it's like you make a, sometimes on your radio you make a move and you kind of on it, but at the same time you're hearing the station, but it's not as clear as it is. That's like what the divine feminine karmic is. It's like I hear it, but it ain't as clear. Now when you get with the divine feminine, then that frequency changes and it becomes, it's on exactly on the dial where it's supposed to be, and you can actually hear all of the songs and everybody saying. Right now you over there where you're hearing all the white noise and the static when you're dealing with the divine feminine karmic, instead of you dealing with the distorted karmic, instead of you dealing with the regular one. So again, when we're talking about your divine energies here, we're talking about the source say they want to see you get into your God of transformation. Means in your thinking you need to transform yourself. You got to become vulnerable. You got to become naked. You got to strip down all them identities of personas that you've been putting on, that you didn't use it as a bandage you up, as a band-aid and protect you, and actually say, forget it, I'm stripping all this stuff down and really trying to and really is going to be standing here before you is me, without all this extra stuff, because that's going to help you to really truly have peace. This looks like, to me, this is like a platform too. This again is something for you to stand on and say, hey, this is me, look at me, I have been set free. So right now, so you have been set free. That's your thing. Also understanding the goddess of endurance, understanding that you're taking now time out in your emotions, looking at yourself in the mirror, doing maybe, if you say those mirror exercises, saying who you are really truly, looking in your eyes of your soul and affirming things as to who you actually are. Because right now you in your heart space right now, because she's wearing green, but when you really look in the soul of you, you say your soul of you is really saying you need to get rooted in this belief, understanding as to who you are, and then you'll be able to endure, because right now you're going off of what anybody says. Okay, source says that you need to change the following. This is what needs to be, this is what's going to be happening in your life, divine masculines, collectively. This is what needs to be happening right here. So some life changes are going to occur as the following. Clear. Parental care. Parental care comes two ways. I talked about this earlier. How you parent to yourself. How you parent yourself, that means you help to nurture yourself and grow yourself back up again. You go back what your parents did. You go and retrain yourself again, as if you're the parent telling the little child within you about, no, this is not how we do things. This is how you are. You are loved. Don't go by what, your mother has said. You are dynamic. You are beautiful. You're going to grow up to be a badass. Something like that. Because it's going to help you to stand in your power. This is going to help you get your identity. This will help you to be able to clearly get those downloads too from your crown chakra that you weren't able to do, because this is blocking you, because you're going by off of what maybe a family member has said to you or what had been done in your family, and then also help you to get that heart chakra. It's already nice and strong when we want to keep on building on that as too. But this is one I'm thinking about. You know, you could also be saying about how you parent as family and how you passing on the baton on to your children as well, and how you help them to instill things in them, which also helps to solidify things that are happening in you. And those are the things that's got to change, because you're not only changing yourself, but you are changing your family dynamics, your lineage, your ancestral. Some of you all, that's the reasons why you came here, is because your family dynamics have got to change. How does that change? It means it's changed with you, and from that point on, it reverberates down the bloodline, and it goes in the chain just like electric. It goes down all that way, and before you know it, things have been changed. They said also you need to change as far as retirement. Some of these things you got to let go. Some of them say you got to retire in your job. Some of those things is not working. You got to do retirement in this marriage that ain't going nowhere. You got retired in that relationship that ain't going nowhere. You've been working at it, and it's now you didn't put in the years, you didn't put in the time, you ain't got the lesson, got the blessing. It's time for you to check out and collect your pension, which is, that's the end of it. Because again, they're saying here some things has got to be eliminated. That's the body of you to be able to transform. You got to also be able to see how you connecting with people. Are you putting your healthy boundaries up when you're supposed to? Are you also manifesting things like you're supposed to? That needs to be transformed, and then also standing your power and your identity of self. That's really the center of all, because then once you get that together, then you can blossom and grow and get into your bliss as well. But until you retire things, you got to end something to begin something. This is not going to be able to go. Okay. Next thing you need to do as well is also clear. What you need to surrender. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eye trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. You keep on comparing yourself because, again, you got people around you that's pretty much has reinforced that with that. You know, you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. You got some of them that's got that crab in the barrel mentality, was trying to push you down and say, I don't want you to go any further. I want you to stay right there where we are. This is something they say, source says you got to surrender and let that go. It says surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. Divine masculine, you have to remember that, how magical you are. And they say surrender defensiveness. Now you see me get this thing straight out the card. Didn't we talk about defensiveness earlier, about that temple of my body? And I came even earlier than that, saying you was defensive. That came all out in the cards. They want you to, defensiveness is a sign of weakness. Not to talk about, I'm protecting myself. That ain't what the card says. It says to communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered, and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Okay? Got to work on that. All right, so what does source see as far as you all in this relationship? Where does it see that it's actually going to? Clear. Source says right there, the truth is smack there, right there for you. You got to get into it. You got to get vulnerable with where you are, because the truth is really right there in your vulnerability, where you really strip yourself out as far as when it comes to this connection. That a lot of you all want to really bring pleasure to your divine feminine, that you want to really stimulate her, really to bring pleasure, especially when it talks about this in this connection as well. It's interesting, they got these bars that going across there. To me, as I always say, it's something about where you all might be imprisoned really not being able to have that freedom like you want to, because it look like shadows from prison bars. So right now it feels like you kind of like stuck, stalemate, not being able to because of where you all are. But at this time, same time, you know, the divine masculine, you say you kind of often get your strategy together. You want this freedom, you know, that you want for you, and the divine feminine, her with her vulnerability and her being just really straightforward and not hiding anything. You want to take her and ride off and leave this situation that has been pretty much stopping you all to have that true cup of love. You want to leave that behind and leave that in the dust. This came out early with this one. So again here, the divine masculine really wants to be able to give, like, you know, the things, I call it the spoils of life, the richness and the luxury of that. I think in some ways when I look at this, like, you know, the divine feminine might have been punished enough about the situation and how he had gotten there, and it's enough now. We need to move into this part of understanding this is more than pain. It's been pain and pleasure for this divine feminine when we're talking about in this aspect. And the divine masculine, no, he's been the one that's been the one who's been dishing it out. Pain and pleasure. The divine masculine also, they say, source, they know, really wants to have this cup of love, and he really wants to be the one that's going to give. Talk about trophy wife. He really wants to show off this divine feminine. He wants to say, you are my prize. You no longer treating the divine feminine as if she is an option, but saying she's a priority, she's a prize, she's a gem, and really like showing off that to everybody else in the right way. And understanding here, this is the world card. So giving the divine feminine world card. Now to me, this looks like, to me, like, even when we getting old, we still gonna be getting it in. Yeah, that's the world. I'll give you that. And the world, she's got who's that? Wait, he's got that. Oh, hold on. How many arms this dude got? Is she touching her own self? This man here, this artist didn't. Hold on. Okay. Oh, she clutching her own self. Cause I'm like, wait a second. So he understand giving the world. This is like that card before again. That's in the Kama Sutra. There, that this divine feminine says again, she's still the divine masculine is still kind of taking time out to kind of look at himself, because I see the mirror there that's being introspective, and the divine feminine is still reaching back, although she's really nurturing her own self, because that's her own hand here. She's like, you know, I know how to practice self-love with myself as well, while you practicing and working on being able to look at yourself, the reflection of yourself, so you can be able to do that introspective work. But she's also finding ways to kind of also pleasure the divine masculine, because, you know, we know how to do that. We could be divine feminines on our ground, but we still know a way to say, okay, I'm doing this, but then I can stop and give you a compliment. I can stop and give you encouragement. I can stop and then say, okay, now you straight. Okay, now I got to keep on going with what I'm doing. What's happening? I know that with my DM. I do. I got to. Okay, I'm gonna butter you up and pick you up a little bit, but then I got to get back on what I was doing. On there, I'm gonna stop to help you, but I got to keep on. Man told me, he's like, that's cause you strong enough, you can handle that. I like, you know, hell, these strong people got their breaking point, but you know, whatever. So what's the overall energies at the end? What we got here? What's the message here? Collective for the divine masculine. Okay, this is my rebel deck. It says, send a pic. Sexting will make their fucking day. This is funny. Okay. Okay, let's see how I can take this and make this spiritual. Okay, so now. Okay, I got activated. That's fine. Send a pic. Sexting will make their fucking day. Yeah, then when it was, it did make. But anyway, yeah, we ain't even gonna go that way. Interested. Send a pic. That's what the divine masculine said to the divine feminines, because most of the time I say, what's their message to the divine feminines? Okay. uh divine feminines, I definitely would not, if you're not in communication with your divine masculine, I most definitely would not say to do that to them. And if you are in separation and shaky ground like that, but that's interesting that he said that. So I would say you can always send him that in the 5th D, since he put in that special request. I see, and it would say make his fucking day sexting. Yeah, that's interesting. That's the message they did. Now you know that comes from a divine masculine for real. I don't know who this one is. That was, so we definitely know that divine masculines are really sexist on their mind when it comes to their divine feminines. You wish that they would. So you know, you could. This is adult show. You could have one take you a pic of yourself of that, and then energetically you act like you're sending it to them and don't send it to them. It's interesting. They do pick that up though. They do pick it up in the ethers though. They do. It's an interesting way, but they do some kind of way. You get a high. It's like, where the hell this come from? Oh, okay, interesting. And so, you know, I don't say send it. I just say, you know, you pretend like I've done that. Like it sent text and wrote something. And then I'm used to, because I think we would say good night to each other, and I would say good night to him. And I remember one time we was going through separation, and I didn't. And for a couple of days, I was like, I can't talk to him, so I'm just going to keep on sending, pretend like I'm sending text to him. And then I think maybe a week later, something like that, maybe he picked up, and then he had texted me like, hi, like, hey you. And I was like, oh, so you must have picked it up through the ethers that I was talking to you. So you can do that, not sex texting, you know, but you can, that's another way you can do it. And sometimes that will bring them in, depending on how open they are to you in the connection. That could also happen too. That's just a little tidbit, you know. I do accept donations, PayPal. Can that's the thing. If it works, give me a love donation on that one. For you, but I have used that in the past, and it has done worked wonders. Okay, so I am Imperial. I don't know why that came to me. Something working into their stuff of being smooth like butter, something like that. Okay, all right. I don't know who's that for. Imperial. Somebody butter and imperial, that means something to somebody. You should know what that is. Remember to get mine right now. I get a letter each day, but it's kind of like slowing down. So make sure that if you want to know about what's on the mind of your divine masculines. So far I've had people repeat and come back and get their love letters over again as well. I was like, well, I just seen you about a week. But they're like, no, because you know the energies might be different. So if you want to have also a check-in to see again about your love letters, to see excuse me, somebody got released something, has anything have changed or different about the feeling, they want to reveal some more to you, more than welcome to always come back and to get another love letter too. Just $14. I have the commercial follow up right behind this, but make sure that you all, because in case some of you all just get off at this point of this ride, of this roller coaster ride, remember that also that you go to Divineunisouls, you go get your letter, because it's a way in which they reveal themselves in a raw and vulnerable manner, and they really tell you everything that's going on, what they did, what part they did, how it played, and how they actually feel. Watch the commercial afterwards so you can really get an understanding about some of the reviews and how people have felt about that. And I think it's a well worth investment to $14 to kind of really help you, because some of you all might say, I don't know if I should hold on or should I let them go. Get your love letter from me reading individually. This is not doing my Insta readings, and do that. Don't forget about my Insta readings too. If you want to check in to see about what's actually going on with your divine masculine as well, you have an Insta reading as well too. You pick a situation, you pick a solution, and it tells you instantly what's going on there. I have a video on there as far as that, and it's $4 for the solution and $7 for the situation. so they can tell you what spirit tells you what's actually going on. And I've got even the Kama Sutra ones as well in there. I'm working on something new to plug into the InstaReading as well, so I'll let you know about that real soon. All right then, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Love you.